Hello and welcome back to Roblox Strucid. Today we're ranking every single gun from the worst to the best. So 26th place, you probably guessed it, the Firework Launcher. The Firework Launcher is an absolutely terrible gun. It only does 45 damage and only get 4 shots in total. So it takes 3 shots to kill someone, and that means you only have 1 shot left, assuming you hit all your shots. Pretty much, and even though this gun is absolutely terrible, the fireworks are still pretty cool. However, this gun did cost 1,200 Robux, and almost everyone who got it considered a ripoff. 25th place, we have the RPG. The RPG is, it's a decent gun, but it's still kind of bad because you only have 3 shots in total. If it had more than 3 shots, this would be a lot higher up on the list. Once it only has 3 shots, you don't really get that much of an opportunity to kill people. However, it does do 95 damage, and it does knock down structures in 1 shot. So, it's a pretty good gun. I recommend having it in your loadout as an explosive. Because remember, this is ranking guns from if you only use these guns in your loadout. So sometimes they work a lot better. For example, shotguns work better together because you can double pump with them. Number 24, the explosive pistol. The explosive pistol is pretty much the same thing as a rocket launcher. However, it's slight changes. The explosive pistol only does 65 damage instead of 95. However, the projectiles travel a lot faster. Because in Strucid, the rockets travel pretty slowly in the rocket launcher, your enemies will have time to react to them and build around them. However, the explosive pistol, they travel to their target much faster. In fact, 90% of the time you shoot it, the person won't even have a time to react. However, the mechanics of this gun take a while to get used to. There is one major upside. Instead of only having a limited number, it has 999, which means you can shoot this and pretty much keep shooting this all a whole round, and you pretty much there is no way you can run out before the round ends. Next up in 23rd place, the quad launcher. The quad launcher it's a pretty decent gun. However, it's probably one of the most annoying guns in the game. Why? Because it's pretty much like the rocket launcher. However, it has a clip size of 4 instead, which means you can shoot 4 times and still, you can shoot 4 times without reloading. So it pretty much makes it 4 times as annoying as the rocket launcher. So if you thought the rocket launcher is annoying, just watch this. It does 45 damage, which means it does a pretty decent amount. 3 times a kill, clip size of 4, that's pretty good. But remember, this gun does have, the rockets eventually start to fall over time. So once you learn those mechanics, it's a lot better. 22nd place, the semi-auto sniper. This is the worst gun on the list. It's the worst gun. Even though it's a sniper and a lot of people like it, it's still kind of bad. It does 90 damage and it's semi-auto, which makes it pretty good. And it fires 0.6. No, 0.6 is how long it takes, which means it shoots about twice per second. I think, wow, that's really good. However, the bullet drop is insane on this thing, and it's really hard to learn. So unless you completely master this and hit headshots every single time, this might not be the gun for you. And keep in mind, the no scopes aren't that accurate because it's when they nerfed snipers. So pretty much, if you try to no scope someone, it's gonna be 100% miss, only 90%. Next up on our list at 21 is a double barrel shotgun. Now some of you may think you really like this gun, and I kind of do too. But keep in mind how this is if you use this gun only. So let's look at the double barrel shotgun. It's probably one of the most interesting guns in the game. It can do the highest number of damage, 308, if you hit all headshots. It does 14 damage per shot, and it shoots 11 shots. 11 shots, which means you can do up to 154 damage max. However, this is very hard because it has -1 accuracy, which pretty much makes it so it's almost impossible to hit all your shots, unless you're standing within 1 step of your enemy. The clip size is 2, which is pretty understandable, but keep in mind, this shoots pretty fast. This is one of the guns that doesn't like you to miss, because if you miss your shots, you're pretty much going to die. But that actually makes it better in Battle Royale mode, because ammo is a limited item, and you don't want to waste ammo. But if you only have a clip size of 2, you're not going to be wasting that much ammo. And plus, in Battle Royale mode, people will be at full shield, and with this thing, you can take down someone with full shield extremely fast. So it's really overpowered in Battle Royale mode, but if it's only going to use, you're probably going to die. Next up on our list, the tac shotgun. The tac shotgun is one of the guns you start with, and I have to say, it's pretty bad. It shoots 12 shots, each doing 10 damage. However, it's still really inaccurate. has an accuracy of 2 and a fire rate of 0.7, which means it shoots about which means it shoots about twice it shoots about somewhere between 1 and twice 2 times per second, which is decent. Attack shotgun's kinda bad because normally you can't hit all your shots. I mean, the only thing that makes it good is it shoots fast, but there isn't really that much else to it. Next on our list at 19 is a suppressed AR. So a lot of people might really like this gun because it's really accurate. Pretty much the same thing as the AR, which is a really good gun. But suppressed AR just doesn't shoot nearly as fast, and it's still not nearly nearly as accurate as it should be. I mean, the AR has an accuracy of 8, and suppressed AR only has 8.6. However, the fire rate is decreased by more significant number. Suppressed AR still does 30 damage, so and it's a decent gun, but I wouldn't recommend using it that much. Next on our list at 18, we have the Burst AR. The Burst AR is a pretty decent gun. I mean, it does 28 damage per shot, and it shoots 3 times. So you can get a lot of damage with it. If you hit all headshots, you can do way over 150 damage. However, getting all headshots is almost impossible. And this gun is still just an okay gun, because, you know, it is 100% accurate. It still has a lot of bad things about it. It's just one of those guns that it may seem like it's good, but when using it, it just isn't really that good. Number 17, the SMG 101. So, this is probably one of the best guns back in the day, since it does 18 damage, it should be, I don't know. It has a fire rate of 0.08, which means it shoots over 10 times per second. It has 18 damage, which means 225 damage per second. That is absolutely insane. However, nowadays that isn't considered as much, but the good thing is it has 7 accuracy, which means it can shoot pretty accurately, and it has a clip size of 40, which is a pretty good thing. This is a decent all-around gun. It's good for spamming if you want to do that, but I wouldn't recommend it. Next up on our list, the machine pistol. A lot of people consider the machine pistol the best gun. I mean, I know why. It's pretty much an SMG, but it has an accuracy of 9, which is more accurate than the AR, or even the suppressed AR. So pretty much, a machine pistol can shoot more accurately than this, and way faster. In fact, it has double the fire rate as a suppressed AR, and it has more accuracy. So pretty much, and keep in mind, the machine pistol is 60 damage, and the suppressed AR does 30. So you're more likely to hit your shots in the machine pistol, and if you shoot the same amount, that means you'll do 32 damage instead of 30 damage if you're hitting 2 shots with this. And you're kind of likely to hit that because it has an accuracy of 9, which is really accurate. So machine pistol, it's a pretty good all-around gun, but it's an SMG. It only has a clip size of 20, which kind of makes it bad. Next up on our list, the minigun. So the minigun is probably one of the most fun guns to use since it has no reload, which makes this absolutely overpowered. It does 18 damage, and it shoots 20 times per second, which equates to a whopping 360 damage per second. This gun is absolutely insane. However, you only get 250 bullets to shoot from. This gun only has an accuracy of 5, which means a lot of those shots are going to be wasted. You're going to have damage per second more like 90 or so, maybe 60, 70, something like that. I don't know why it's 90. That just doesn't make sense. Next up on our list is the heavy sniper coming at 14. A lot of people used to really like this gun. In fact, some people probably used to consider this the best gun, since it has one-shot body shots, and it has 100% accuracy, and it has very little bullet drop. However, this gun has been kept getting nerfed and nerfed even more over the days, because now no scopes are barely accurate. This gun does, and they removed the close range crosshair, so you can't just no scope people. Originally they had the close range crosshair and no scopes are 100% accurate, so you can no scope people with ease. However, then they removed that, and now it's saying slightly harder to no scope. However, if you're used to this gun, you could still probably no scope people pretty well. However, now they made the no scope really inaccurate, and people used to only no scope with this gun, so now this gun is kind of useless unless you really like sniping. Okay, at 13, the hunting rifle. The hunting rifle is pretty much a newer version of the heavy sniper, considering it has 100% accurate body shots and 100% accurate no scopes. However, the only problem with the hunting rifle, it only does 90 damage body shots. However, it makes up for that in that 225 damage headshot. That's not that hard to get. Coming at next at rank 20 and 12 is a tactical rifle. The tactical rifle is a pretty good gun. I mean, it could have been a lot higher on the list if you use this gun only. Why? Because it's pretty much the same thing as a Deagle, except it shoots faster and does slightly less damage. It has 9.9 accuracy, which is like 100% accurate. It has a clip size of 8. However, it has a fire rate of 0.23, which means you can get like 4 shots in per second, which is absolutely insane for going to do 42 damage. Like, if you compare this to the heavy rifle, pretty much the same exact thing. It does slightly less. However, it shoots even faster. This gun's extremely overpowered because you don't even have to be aiming to be accurate. However, with the heavy AR, you have to actually be like holding right click. So the tactical rifle, if your enemies are really small and you can barely see them, and you don't want to aim in to like block your view of them, you can still just shoot them with this, and you don't have to worry about your accuracy. Up at 11 is a drum gun. The drum gun is a pretty good gun. I mean, it's pretty much like a slightly more accurate version of the AR. It's probably one of the best spamming guns in the game if you really like spamming, because some people really do. And there's a clip size of 50, which means you can just spam and spam. It has the second largest clip size in the game, just falling to the minigun. It has 219 damage per second, which is pretty insane. It does 24 damage, which means you can kill someone in just 5 shots, and it has a fire rate of 0.11. This is a pretty good gun. However, the accuracy is only 6, which means if you're within 10 or so studs, you're going to hit most of your shots. So if you're anywhere farther than that, you're not. Okay, next on our list at number 10 is Tactical SMG. Here's where guns start getting really overpowered. The Tactical SMG is one of the best guns in the game. In fact, it's probably the best SMG, since it does 20 damage per shot, and it shoots a lot of times per second, which equates to a damage of 260. It only has an accuracy of 5 though. However, the reason this beat the drum gun, even though it does less damage and it shoots around the same speed, and it has less clip size, is that the reload is way faster. In fact, reload's probably like a half second. You could probably spam. You could probably reload out in the open. You don't even have to worry about someone hitting you. Came at number 9, the Copper Man Repulsor. Now, some people, when the Copper Man Repulsors came out, they cost 800 Robux, and they cost 800 Robux. Some people thought the game was trying to pay to win. However, after this, not many more pay to win guns came out. The reason this gun came this high on the list was because it has it does 41 damage per shot, and it has 9.93 accuracy, which pretty much means it's 100% accurate. So it's guaranteed to hit 41 damage, and if you're lucky, you're going to hit the other burst along with it. And that might even be a headshot, which means you can pretty much one-shot people with this gun from a really long range. This is a really well-rounded gun, since you can pretty much use it from any range. You could use it as SMG because it shoots so fast, use it as a shotgun because it does so much damage, medium range because it is pretty accurate, it has a burst, long range because it's accurate and still does 41 damage. There's pretty much anything you can do in this game you can do with the Copper Man Repulsors. It's a really good gun. Number 8, the Sawn-Off Shotgun. The Sawn-Off Shotgun is also a pretty decent gun. I mean, 130 max damage and body shot. That's pretty insane. You can take down someone with even 25 shield, which is a pretty big thing nowadays, since more and more people are starting to get shield. So slowly, this gun might start creeping up the list because of how many people are having shield and how much damage this does. This gun can't this high on the list because not only because of damage, because of its fire rate, it has a pretty decent fire rate for the shotgun. However, it only has an accuracy of 3, which means it's kind of hard to hit all your shots. Next up on our list is the AR. The AR has to be the most well-rounded gun. It does 30 damage, which is quite a bit, has a fire rate of 6 times per second, and has a damage per second of 167. And keep in mind, you get this gun when you start off at rank 0, and rank 1 or rank 0, I remember. This gun is pretty overpowered since it has an accuracy of 8, which means you're going to hit almost every single shot. It has a clip size of 30, which means you can spam for quite a while. Reload isn't that bad. It's pretty much the best, and it's pretty much the most well-rounded gun. Another thing is, you might be asking, well, wait a second. If one has an accuracy of 8, then how do you always snipe people? Well, keep in mind, the first shot of the AR is always 100% accurate. Which, if you shoot and wait for the lines of the crosshair to go back to the center, your shot will have 100% accuracy, which means you can snipe people at insane distances, doing 30 damage each time. Next up on our list on rank 6 is the Tactical AR. The Tactical AR is pretty much the same exact thing as AR, except it shoots slightly faster. So, instead of shooting 6 times per second, it shoots... I didn't do my math, so I don't know. Pretty much has a slightly higher DPS, with just 20 more. It's pretty much the exact same thing. It takes the same amount of hits to kill. But wait a second. What is this? It shoots faster, but has a higher accuracy. That's actually kind of strange. I have no idea why that is. Well, tactically, it's pretty much the same exact thing as AR, but it's just more accurate and it shoots faster. Damage doesn't really matter because you can still you can still kill people in just 4 shots. Next up on our list, rank 5. Here's where guns start getting really overpowered. Is the Heavy AR. The Heavy AR pretty much blows all the other ARs out of the water. Even though all the other ARs are pretty strong, except for the Suppressed AR and the Burst AR. The Heavy AR has something different. 46 damage. So 46 damage compared to something like the Tactical AR. It's just mind-blowing, pretty much. And keep in mind, the clip size is 25, so even though it shoots slower, so it shoots slower and it has still a decent clip size, you can shoot this gun for a pretty long time before having to reload. And keep in mind, this does 46 damage, which means you only have to hit someone 3 times in order to kill them. It has 171 damage per second, and it has 8.8 accuracy, which pretty much makes this gun... It's still pretty well-rounded, but still kind of. It's really good for sniping, let's just say that, in long range. Number 4 on the list is the Pump Shotgun. The Pump Shotgun is really overpowered since it has an accuracy of 5, which is quite a bit for a shotgun. I mean, it's not that hard to hit all your shots, and it shoots 10 shots to each do 12 damage, which means you can do 120 damage. So hitting max isn't that hard, which means you can easily one-shot someone at full HP. The only problem is nowadays this gun will probably start falling down the list because people are trying to get more and more shield, which means you can't really one-shot people with this gun. This gun, the Pump Shotgun, works at long range than you think, and it's a pretty good shotgun. I'd recommend using it. Number 3 on the list is the Scoped AR. A lot of you probably wondering, how did this gun get this far on the list? It is absolutely terrible. Let me explain. This gun is absolutely overpowered. It has 9.9 accuracy and it's automatic, which pretty much means if you just hold down left click, it'll hit the same spot over and over again. So you just see someone like this, they have a Scoped AR aimed right at their head. They're only going to hit headshots. You're thinking, okay, that's pretty good, but why not just pull out Heavy Sniper and one-shot them? Because if you use this, they might have time to react. Well, here's the thing about it. And a lot of you watching my videos probably don't play Battle Royale mode that much. But in Battle Royale mode, it's a different story. The Scoped AR is absolutely insane because a normal Strucid, you have a bullet range of 500 studs, which is quite a bit, but it's not that much. In Battle Royale mode, you have a bullet limit of, I don't even know, over 3 times that. So Scoped AR really comes in clutch because you can see people rifting over 1,000 studs away and still hit every single shot on them. I can't tell you how many kills I've gotten in the Scoped AR. I've probably gotten hundreds in Battle Royale mode. And keep in mind, I don't even play that much. Probably the majority of kills I've gotten in Battle Royale mode have been in the Scoped AR, since it's just overpowered. Having 100% accuracy that far with a scope, it's just insane. Okay, at number 2, the Combat Shotgun. So a lot of people like to use the Combat Shotgun for a few main reasons. The fire rate of 0.6, which means it can shoot almost twice per second. And keep in mind, this is a shotgun. And an accuracy of 8. Which means this gun is as accurate as the AR. And it shoots... I mean, it doesn't shoot as fast, but... the fire rate is just 3 times slower. This gun can do 72 damage max, which is the only fallback. Because it only shoots... and each bullet does 8 damage. It only shoots... not... However, that won't stop this gun from being overpowered, because you get this gun at rank 80 something, I don't know exactly. And at this rank, you're going to be pretty good at Strucid, and you're going to be pretty accurate. And at this rank, at this level, you're probably going to be able to hit headshots with shotguns. So if you hit every single headshot, you can do 144 damage, which is absolutely insane. That's way better than the pump shotgun or the sawn-off shotgun. In fact, I can almost one-shot people at 50 shield. So if you're super accurate, this is the best gun for you. I mean, it's a fully automatic shotgun. What more could you want? At number 1 on the list, a lot of you probably saw this coming, the Deagle, or as we call it, the Desert Hawk. This gun does 55 damage per shot. It shoots once per second, which is probably the only drawback. It has an accuracy of 9.5, which means you're pretty much going to hit every single shot if your crosshair is on the person you're aiming at. The reason that this probably surpasses all other guns on the list is because it has one-shot headshots. I mean, seriously. One-shot headshots are absolutely overpowered in this game for a lot of reasons. Because pretty much, it doesn't give your enemy a chance to even shoot at you. Like a lot of these other guns on the list, it takes many shots. Because by the time you take 1 or 2 shots, your enemy will already be able to start building. With a one-shot headshot, your enemy doesn't get a chance to react. They're already dead. This gun's really overpowered with a clip size of 7, which means you can shoot 7 times before reloading. And most of the time, you can only shoot once or twice, and the enemy will already be dead. Desert Hawk is extremely overpowered, like pretty much every situation, because you can pretty much just, and the power of being able to one-shot your enemy is absolutely insane. And with this gun, you can one-shot your enemy from super far. And it's not like snipers where you actually have to like aim your shot ahead. The Desert Hawk instantly hits its target, which makes it extremely overpowered. So yeah, that's me ranking all 25 guns so far, from worst to best. I hope you enjoyed. If you had different ideas on how this could go, write in the description. I really want to see how you thought it would be. Yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.